going to go with the adage that third time's the charm, because I've filmed this skincare regimen video twice before. Once there was no sound. The second time, mostly it was my top half of my face in the frame. So I hope I have it all set now. It should have sound. You should be able to see me talking, and we'll go from here. So I guess it's been 5 months now, 4 months ago when I started taking care of my skin again. When I first started, the only product, well, I had 2 products. The main product I had from 15 years ago was the SkinCeuticals Purifying Cleanser. And I had used this in my early 50s, and I still had about an inch of it left in there. So that was what I was using. I have since tried some trial sizes of other ones, and I really just didn't like them. I did get a larger thing of Vanicream cleanser, but it doesn't foam up at all, and I feel like I'm washing my face with cream, you know, face cream, and so I keep putting more and more on it, and I'm just gonna save it because it's very gentle and use it after my treatment of actinic keratosis, because I'll need something soothing then. So I've replaced my SkinCeuticals. Their new packaging is very nice. It's Purifying Cleanser Gel, Conditioning Cleaner. And it's a cleanser that has, it has some kind of exfoliant in it, a very mild one, and it does a good job for the most part, just like daily cleaning up of dead skin. Now, once or maybe twice a week, I will use a cleanser that has, I've had this small one and I still have it. It's nice. It's Hey Honey, Come Clean. It's just a little trial size of it, and it works nice. I like it, but it's not gone yet. But I do have a couple more trial sizes to use once that's up. After I cleanse, oh, and I have several kinds of pads. This one is partially textured on one side, and then just very lightly on the other side, and it's cotton, and I use it sometimes, but most of the time I use either one of these that I crocheted about, oh, I don't know, a few years ago. I crocheted up a bunch of these for gifts at Christmas time, and I still had some left for me, but I'd never really used them. So I started using these. These are great when you really need to scrub your face. They're soft because they're all cotton, but because they're textured, they do a really nice job at cleansing. So I usually use this when I'm using the facial scrub, or when I have a lot of makeup or something to get off, because it works really well, and they're washable. I have some other ones that I bought that are washable that are just thin, you know, thin fabric that I use mainly on a daily basis, but I use these when I want something extra. After I've cleansed my face in the morning, I apply my serums. Now this whole time I've been applying vitamin C serum, and I started with the small one from SkinCeuticals. It is their CE Ferulic vitamin C serum, and it's great. I love it. It worked well. I have a lot of dark sunspots, and if you've seen me on some of the other videos, I still have a lot of dark sunspots, but 4 months ago they were a lot worse, and it started getting better when I was using that. After I finished up that small one, I tried to find some products that were less expensive on Amazon to try, and the first one I tried was Mavita Vitamin C 20%, and I did not see any improvement in the month I was using that. After that, I switched to Eclat Glow Up Vitamin C Serum in this brown bottle, and I still did not see any improvement with that. So I have reordered the SkinCeuticals Vitamin C. I was really hoping I could find another one because the SkinCeutical product is expensive. But if it actually works, you know, then we'll go that way. Then after that, I put on my sunscreen every single morning. Every single morning. And I've tried several that I really like. This is one I used, Ernest goes into it again. This is one I used, 15 years ago that I really liked. It's also SkinCeuticals. It's the Physical Fusion UV Defense Sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 50. And it's tinted. And I used it a lot this summer when I was more tanned because I was afraid that once we started heading into winter and the pool was closed, it would be too dark. But it still looks really good. I use it, I use it every day except when I'm going to be trying face makeup, and because I'm not sure how that would go, having a tinted sunscreen on underneath it. So in those days, I've been using SkinCeuticals Clear Daily Soothing UV Defense Daily Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50. And it's got like a nice little pump, airless pump at the top. And 2 pumps of that is enough to cover my face really well. And makeup goes on over it very nicely. Now, I've also, during the summer, so I got a bunch of samples from my dermatologist, and I have a bunch of those, and I started testing them, and then I realized none of those films had sound. So I've set aside that project for this spring. But I had also ordered some, more expensive sunscreens because, I know me. If I don't like using them, I'll probably stop, and I can't stop using sunscreens. So one of the ones that I got that was more expensive is Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. Oh no, this is a skin tint. Oh, sorry. But they make one, it's called Shade Drops. And it's a really nice sunscreen too. And you put it on, it's a mineral, and it's a milk kind of product. It's very milky. When you drip it on, I drip it on my hand and then spread it with my fingers from there. And it feels so lovely on. And when it's all rubbed in, it leaves you with a very soft, almost powdery feel, but you don't see any powder. I don't think there's really any powder there. It's just a really wonderful texture, and so I love it. In fact, I loved it so much that when I'm trying to find makeup, I bought their skin tint. That's what this one is, and it was the one sitting out here. So those were nice. I've got a bunch of other ones to try, but that's where I am so far. And I've been so good wearing my sunscreen every day, even if I don't go anywhere, even if I'm not out in the sun all day. And so I'm really proud of myself. So yay, let's keep it up. All right, so then at night, so sometimes during the afternoon, before I start doing everything at bedtime, I use some of this La Roche-Posay Biomedic Conditioning Solution Lotion Exfoliant. And I only spot use it. And I just put it, and I use it because once in a while I might get a pimple, but mainly I use it because once in a while I get milia. And the easiest way to get rid of milia is to get them when they're still small, and you have to exfoliate the skin off of it because they're a collection of dead skins under the skin, and you can't pop them, all right? You have to work away on the layers of skin as they age to expose them and then wash them away. So when I first started doing it, I had 2 on my face. One was kind of medium sized and one was small. And I would just rub them down once or twice a day with this exfoliant. It contains salicylic acid and glycolic acid. So it's not harsh, okay? And you don't have to rinse it off or anything. And all of a sudden, a couple days after I was using it, that large milia, when I was washing my face at night, half of it was gone. I mean, it was like the skin covering up half of it had all dissolved, and there was a little bit of skin still on the other one, or on the rest of it, covering it up. But by the end of the next day, then it had all washed away. And it took a little longer with the smaller one. I think just because those smaller ones are deeper, and so they have more skin on them. And I think I've had one more down on my chin somewhere, and it's gone. One time I had a pimple, I used it on that, and it's gone. I've got a small milia down or up around my eyebrows now, and it's slowly going away just using this. The first time I saw the dermatologist this summer for the thing I found on my nose, I had a large milia right at the border of the lip, and it was large. And so he had to slice it open and then use a special tool to hook it and pull it out. And it was large and it was hard. There's no way I could have gotten rid of that with exfoliants, I don't think. But as long as I keep getting rid of these while they're little, then it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, come on up. Oh, yeah, my dog wants to know what we're doing. Ernesto, you're the one that wanted up here. So then at bedtime, I cleansed my face again, and then I was putting on, right, why don't you get down? You're not gonna sit here, good. I was putting on my eye cream, also from SkinCeuticals, which I had used 15 years ago, and so I knew it was a good product and it worked, but it's really expensive. And so I've been doing an experiment between the eyes and seeing what's working and what helps. And I wanted to try to find something with similar ingredients. And so I found Astorwood's Matrixyl 3000 with arginine. And in that experiment, I started using that on the other eye. And I'll do a separate video on that because that experiment's going pretty well. So after I put on my eye cream, then I was applying this rock, I'm not sure how you say it, but their contour cream, which contains retinol, but I didn't really see it doing anything. And after a while, most of the over-the-counter retinol products, you can't find what the concentration is. So you can't find what the concentration is, but I finally found a website that kind of uncovered and revealed the retinol amounts in the different over-the-counter products, and it was really low. I mean, really low. And so, since I wasn't seeing any improvement and I discovered it was so low, then I got a prescription from my doctor for a prescription strength retinoid, and it is tretinoin cream, 0.05%. I'd used it again 15 years ago, so I knew I could tolerate it. But I have stopped using that while I've been doing the experiments on the eye cream products, because I didn't want this retinoid interfering with those results. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. But I know it was working before I stopped it. And then after that, I just used the same rock product as a night cream. It feels really nice. I've never worn a matte moisturizer. I've never worn a night cream. I always figured they would feel heavy, but it doesn't. It feels lovely. I'll keep using it as my night cream until it's gone, and then I'll find something else probably. But it works really nice, so I'm glad I've got it. At this point, my skincare is firmly ensconced in my daily routine. I'm keeping up with it. Once in a while, I might miss an evening application if I'm really tired, but that's only once in a while. Most of the time, everything's going forward. So even though it may not look like it on camera, I could see in the mirror that my skin is actually getting a lot better. and I will just keep doing it. We'll see where it leads. Know something I should be adding? Do you have something that you really swear by? Just leave a note in the comments. The other product I've gotten that I haven't started using yet because I've been doing this eye cream experiments is some niacinamide, but not quite sure where I'll work that into the routine. But I will. I'll find a place for it and start using that. And I guess that's it for today on my silver mirror. Keep looking in your mirror, and I will see you next time.